Hi everybody, welcome to TIA Now. I'm Clarence Reynolds. Open networking is good for business and encourages innovation through collaboration. So what can you expect when you allow vendors to leverage your external networking assets? Cliff Grossner is a senior research director and advisor for the cloud and data center research practice at IHS Markit, and he joins us with his insights. Cliff, thanks for being with us.
It's a pleasure to be here, thank you.
So Cliff, what are the key factors that are driving the data center and cloud innovation?
Well, the first one that I'd like to speak to is virtualization. We are on a 15-year journey to make servers multi-tenant and better optimize compute. I started first with server virtualization software, allowing virtual machines to run on servers and have multiple applications share the same server as if it was one server. Recently we started to have container technology provide a new way to do that with significant optimizations, and that has been driving significant change in how we look at data centers, how we deploy our servers. The next thing that's been driving the cloud has been the increased demand for compute in data centers worldwide. Again, we've been tracking that over a 20-year period, and we've seen the demand for worldwide compute near double every year, and even triple in the year when the iPhone or smartphone went viral. Since then, it's been coming down. However, we forecast that with the move to IoT and all the devices coming online, that's going to shoot back up, which again is going to drive new demand or new architectures for servers. And the last area that's been really important has been the move away, not away from, but to augment generalized compute with parallel compute such as GPUs, because everyone's been talking about machine learning and AI, and we need that parallel computation engine for that. And so those are three areas very fertile, a lot of change in the data center, and continue to drive a lot of innovation.
So what are the benefits of open specs in a networking environment?
You know, when you open up a spec, all of a sudden, anyone becomes an innovator. If you have a spec closed, it means innovation's in the hands of the few. It's impossible for the few to cover all the innovations that anyone could ever think of. So when it's open, it's in the imagination of everyone that is comfortable with the technology. And that to me is one of the big changes that happens.
What would you say are some of the significant breakthroughs that have happened because of open source?
I think that some of the breakthroughs are as much about speed as anything. When I think about how rapid the adoption of a DevOps culture has been and software containers in the data center, and also how long did it take us to adopt Kubernetes as one of the de facto standards for orchestrating and managing container environments. Not very long if you look at containerization in the data center versus server virtualization. You know, we're talking one that has a 15-year history, server virtualization, to containerization, which has just a few-year history, but has already made such a significant impact. So what I see is the speeding up of the adoption of technology because it's open.
Why do you see the migration from a closed to an open environment in networking essential to a high-tech economy?
You know, when I think of a high-tech economy, I think of high-tech companies. We can name all of the ones we can think of in San Jose and Silicon Valley, and the rapidity with which they evolve and pivot and do new things is enormous. And it's really important that the communication infrastructure pivot along with them, not behind them, which is how it is when things are closed. It takes 2 years to get the next version of software on a switch. By that time it's way too late. The next thing that we see is the infrastructure and smart city infrastructure is going to be rapidly evolving. It's going to be potentially even a shared public utility where the functionality needed will be dictated by the residents of the city in real time. There's just no way closed systems can react to that quickly enough to make those viable.
Are there any challenges or cautions that the industry should take when it comes to this new open environment?
There are three very important cautions that I think we actually saw the potential result of some of that testing self-driving cars, and we just had a death earlier this week. Perhaps that's just the cost of making it happen. We've seen that even in space exploration, and we're kind of at that frontier. But we mustn't forget that we're exposing software to new attack vectors, and we have to understand how to mitigate those, testing the software, making sure it has the resiliency that the new version will perform at least as well or better than the one that we're replacing. And I think those are some of the important challenges that we mustn't forget about in our rush to work with open systems.
Absolutely. Well, Cliff, thank you so much for being with us today.
You're welcome. It's been a pleasure.
And thank you for joining us. You can see more videos on our website at tianow.org and on our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.